Gimel. When Moshe says to Aaron that I was aware originally that this was going to happen, and when Moshe explained it to him, says he remained silent, and what was the value of the debts? In the presence of all the people, I would be honored. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu brings judgment upon tzaddikim, he's feared, he's elevated, and he's extolled. Why? Because there's a lesson to be drawn. If Hashem metes out justice to those who are closest to Him, so those who are not, Koshkim B'Rishoyim, Chenu Nora Elokim Migdoshecho. It says, God is awesome in His Migdosh. Al Tikrei, it should not be read, Mi Migdoshecho, Ela Mikudoshecho. He's awesome as a result of what He does to those who are holiest to Him. You know, it's interesting. And you're able to say, it's to the contrary. Proof of the pudding is the tzaddik is punished. And what the tzaddik is not punished. So what does that say? Does that make any sense? If you're going to draw a kal v'chomer, if this is where Hashem cheats the tzaddik, so why isn't he? You have a question. But factually, he's not. Retribution doesn't come under Russia the way it comes under tzaddik. So what's the kal v'chomer? David, what do you say? You have something to offer? No, seriously. No, we're saying, by seeing, no, we're not doing judgment. Well, why is Hashem revered when He meets out justice to the tzaddik? Because the Russia draws a kal v'chomer. If this is the retribution for a tzaddik, you can imagine what the retribution for Russia will be. So where is it? But there is a retribution for the Russia. Russia says, I do what I want, no reaction. So either you can say there's no rhyme or reason. Or that what he does is nonsense, and what I'm doing is okay. One or the other. But what's the kal v'chomer? But how do I draw it from now? Well, kal v'chomer is logic. It's a logical deduction. It's not that he learned in the yeshiva kal v'chomer. If you're sensible, why is it so compelling, this kal v'chomer? So I think the pshat's like this. We're not talking about a muma lahachis, or a person who doesn't believe. He believes, but whatever he believes differently. Mar tells over a story, we had the morning of Zora, that he was riding a horse and he saw his uncle was his nephew, and he went astray. And when he saw his uncle, when he was suffering, he was on his deathbed, he says, if this is where Hashem treats you, so you can imagine he treats me. He was bitten by a snake and he died. When he drew that lesson. What does that mean? A person says, look, I know I'm doing the wrong thing, but it's okay. Very often, people, it's okay. The circumstance allows it. That becomes an overriding factor. So the person basically, he believes in schar v'onesh, he believes in everything. But there's a justification because of his own needs. That becomes the overriding factor. But when he sees the tzaddik being punished, he understands that tzaddik is the tzaddik. Years ago, I once said that Rav Moshe Zech Tzaddik Levrocho was the last dinner he attended for his yeshiva before he became really not well. So there's a very wealthy old man Jew. I'm not sure if he was a Shomer Shabbos. He agreed to pay, this is when money was money, he agreed to pay $40,000 to have the honor to walk Rav Moshe into the hall. He was agreeable, old man. For him, it was a tremendous kavod. If he was observant, didn't go beyond that. Right? It wasn't a Talmud Chochem. It's evidently, if you're going to pay $40,000 just to walk Rav Moshe into the banquet hall, that means you revere and you value what the man. It's your honor to be able to walk him in. Would this man want to change places? So why don't you invest your life and be a Rav Moshe? If you value it for $40,000, it's okay. No, there's no way they're switching places. He'll switch places if there's no effort to become a Rav Moshe. But what it takes to exchange one for the other, he's not exchanging it. So the man understands, but because of his own value system, this takes priority over that. That person can draw this kavod chomer. If this is the retribution to the tzaddik, you can imagine what's going to happen to me because I passed on this. But a person, of course, who doesn't value it whatsoever, doesn't believe in schar v'onish, or he believes to whatever it is, there's no kavod chomer. If so, why isn't God punishing me? There was a story here, a person didn't walk in yet. He's a relative. And he was raised observant, became very wealthy, beyond wealth. Today, he's married to a shiksa. He's an older man already today. For many years, he's married to a goya. It's like my father used to say, Sholem, when they're young, they're called shiksas. When they get older, they're called goya. So, I'm not talking goya, the Italian bean company, cans. Yeah. So, he was at a party, and of course, there wasn't kosher. And he took a piece of shrimp, and he made an announcement in front of all these. And he put it down his throat, says, "Look, I'm not dying. Yeah? I'm not dying. It's okay to eat it." You understand? It's literally flaunting your arrogance. Chil Hashem. You're not dying. So this man, by seeing a tzaddik, he's going to be, what's his name? He's going to be moved. He's not dying, so that's proof of the pudding. It's okay. Because if there's a God, why does he strike him down? Vikra Moshe el Mishoel el Tzofin b'nei Uziel. Moshe called, he summoned Mishoel and El Tzofin b'nei Uziel, the sons of Uziel. They were his cousins. They were his first cousins. Dod Aaron. It was Aaron's, b'nei Uziel. Uziel was Dod Aaron, the uncle of Aaron. Amram was the oldest brother. Uziel was the youngest brothers. This is El Tzofin b'nei Uziel, the whole story with Korach. V'yomar leim kirvu. Come close, carry your brothers from the presence of the Kodesh outside the camp. Dor Aaron, Uziel Achi Amram Hoyo. Uziel was the brother of Amram. Shenam of Nekos, Suas Achechem, Kodem Shomer Lechavero, Haver Sames B'fnei Akalo, Shla Arviv Sasimcha. It's difficult. There's a halacha that if there's any contaminated object in the sanctuary, you're not permitted to leave it there. You have to remove it. And so if you have a corpse, it's definitely you have to remove it. If you have a sheretz, anything, it's not permitted to be there. And here, so if you have a corpse, definitely. So why should you remove it? But it says, not to disrupt here we're inaugurating the Mishkan. So remove it because it undermines the simcha. Now forget about undermining the simcha. Forget it. It's 100 years later. You have the Mishkan. You have the same situation. It's not l'arviv simcha. You're not permitted to leave the corpse there. It has to be removed. To be continued.
But also, besides that, initially they were supposed to be silent by Har Sinai, and it didn't because Hashem didn't want to distract and take away from the simcha. So why here, where you also specifically simcha, which is good that they said maybe they should remind the way they made, and then why would they push that off?
I asked this question many, many times. Even Rashi would have said it. Here it's God's simcha, it's not the Jew simcha. There it was the Jew had to be rejoiced when he accepted the Torah. The Jews were the chosen kala. Here it's But the question I'm asking, it seems to be difficult. It's just more basic. Talk about Lahavris and Simcha. You know, it's like somebody says to somebody, when we're at the wedding, please don't kill anybody, because we don't want to disrupt the wedding. I mean, you don't kill them because you're not permitted to kill. It's because you're going to disrupt the wedding. That's the reason why you shouldn't kill anybody.